Hello and welcome to NFL Experts, another edition of Schedule Rundown. Alright, today the Colts schedule we will be going over, so let's get started here with Week 1. They are away in Chicago for the first game. Lou, what do you think is going to happen?
The Chicago Bears, they have too much talent on their team for the Colts defense to handle with Dwight Freeney, Robert Mathis on the line. Their corners aren't really going to be able to handle Brandon Marshall, and I like Johnny Knox. I think he's an underrated receiver, so I'll give the Bears this win.
Yeah, I totally agree with everything you said there, and with Brandon Marshall, he should be a huge addition to the Bears and help them get farther and do better this year. So, yeah, they won't have any trouble beating the Colts.
Okay, Week 2, the Indianapolis Colts are taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Dave, you got the Colts pulling this one off?
You know what? Yes, I do. I think it'll be a good matchup. It's still debatable if Adrian Peterson will be there or not. It's going to affect it, but it shouldn't make too big of a difference. I still think the Colts are going to take the win.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game with these two offenses. They're not really high-scoring, and both defenses are going to be pretty good. I like the pass rushing. Both young quarterbacks are going to have their hands full here. So I'm going to like the Vikings to win this game, and I'll have the Colts drop to 0-2.
All right, Week 3, their second home game in a row against one of the worst teams in the league, in our opinion, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, so I'll have this one be a win. Maurice Jones-Drew is going to have a good game like he always will, but the Colts offense is really going to have a good game here with the Texans. The Jaguars. Strong, not really that strong of defense. They don't really have a lot of pass rushing, and they don't really have great secondary. So I'll give the Colts this for their first win.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, except it's going to be their second win for me. The only trouble the Colts are going to have here is against MJD, but other than that, they'll have an easy victory here.
Okay, Week 4 is a bye, and I have them at 1-2.
And I have them at 2-1.
So Week 5, they're against the Green Bay Packers. David, you see them anyway pulling an upset here?
No way. The Colts are just way too far out of the talent level of the Packers offense, and they do have a great defense as well.
Yeah, the Packers defense and offense are 20 steps ahead of the Colts offense and defense. Their receivers aren't really going to be able to get open. They're not going to be able to stop Rodgers and their receiving core. And the only thing they're really going to be able to stop is the Packers running game. We'll get into that later.
All right, Week 6, they're away in New York for the Jets. Louis, what do you see? What do you think the results are going to be here?
I think this is going to be a close game, and I'm going to give it to the Jets because of their defense. It's going to be another low-scoring game. I don't like either offense to score high points here, and I'll give the Jets the win.
Well, yeah, I'm going to agree with you there with the Jets winning. It's going to be a pretty bad game, pretty boring game in my opinion to watch.
Unless Tebow can pull something off.
Not going to happen.
Okay.
Not going to happen.
Week 7 versus the Cleveland Browns. Dave, another matchup between two not pretty good teams. What do you think's going to happen this one?
Well, I'm going to have to give the Browns the win here. I think Trent Richardson's going to rip apart the Colts defense, and I'm a big fan of Richardson. He's going to have a great season.
I'm going to disagree with you there, and I'm going to have the Colts losing this game. Winning this game. I really like Reggie Wayne against Joe Hayden's matchup here. He's taller, and I really like the running game for the Colts in this one, mainly because of the lack of defensive line talent for the Cleveland Browns. So I'll give the Colts a win.
All right, Week 8, they're away against the Titans. I think this one's going to be a pretty good game, but the Titans are going to win this one. It'll be an okay game, but in my opinion, Chris Johnson will be back to his regular self, and he'll run all over the Colts.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're going to lose this game, too, for reasons you said. I like Chris Johnson in this one as well, and I'll give the win to the Titans. So Week 9 is versus the Miami Dolphins. Dave, what do you got going on in this one?
Well, I'm going to give the Colts a win here. With the Dolphins quarterback situation uneasy right now, Matt Moore will be starting Week 1 as of now. So I'm not a big fan of Matt Moore, even though what he did last year was pretty impressive. But I think the Luck will be getting going now. He'll be used to the NFL offense, and they'll get the win and get to 500 at 4-4.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you here. I'm going to give the Colts a loss. I like the Dolphins for reasons you said. I really like Reggie Bush in this game. I'm going to be really interested to see who the quarterback for the Dolphins is in this one to take on Andrew Luck. I think Andrew Luck's going to have a good game with the lack of secondary skill for the Dolphins. But I'll still give the Dolphins the win and have the Colts drop to 2-6.
All right, Week 10, they're away in Jacksonville, their second meeting of the year. Louis, what's your opinion on this matchup?
I'm going to give the Colts the win again. I still think they have a better offense and defense combined with the Jaguars, except for MJD. I really like MJD. I'm a big fan, and he's just going to keep doing good in each game. But I just don't think it's enough for them to beat the Colts here.
I disagree with you here. I think that MJD is going to have a great game, like you said. But also, rookie wide receiver Justin Blackman, the Colts don't really have a great secondary, and Blackman will be able to get open a lot.
Yeah, okay. Week 11 is versus the New England Patriots, not the old Colts versus Patriots rivalry. Dave, can they pull an upset here?
No, they can't. Patriots, they're too skilled, and they're going to take an easy victory there.
Yeah, I agree with you for obvious reasons. Week 12 versus the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to give this one a loss. I like the Bills offensively and defensively. They've really improved this year in the offseason. It's going to be a pretty close game. I still think Luck's going to start getting in a rhythm during this part of the season, but I'll still give the win to the Bills.
Yeah, I'm going to give the win to the Bills with their defensive strength now with Mario Williams and Mark Anderson and new cornerback Stephon Gilmore. They're going to shut down the Colts offense, and they don't really have much defense besides their two ends.
Okay, Week 13 is at the Detroit Lions. Dave, win or loss for the Colts?
This one's going to be a loss. Megatron's going to be too much for them to handle, and Stafford's going to do great against them, and Colts really don't have a chance in this one.
I'm going to give this one a loss for the Colts, too. I think they're going to have a really hard time blocking Ndamukong Suh with the loss of center Jeff Saturday. I think it's going to be a really tough game to handle for them. So I'll give the Lions this one, and as you said, Megatron's going to have a really good game. I don't really know much of the Colts secondary, so I'm not going to guess on this one. So Week 14 versus the Tennessee Titans, their second matchup. Dave, you got them winning this game?
Actually, yes, I do. I think the Colts will be getting ready now, and they're going to take this one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they're going to start getting into a rhythm now, although their playoff hopes will be shattered. I think they're going to try to get into a good rhythm for the next season, and I'll give them a win against the Titans. Titans don't have a lot of talent. They're beatable. So Week 15 at the Houston Texans. Dave, can they pull another upset?
No, they cannot pull another upset, in my opinion. The Texans are too good. They've got too many weapons like Andre Johnson, and they've got Arian Foster in the backfield. That's too good for the Colts to handle. So I'm going to give the Texans the win here and the Colts the loss, and the Colts will be 5-9.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Texans' defense is actually really underrated. Since they lost Mario Williams and DeMeco Ryans, not a lot of people are talking about it. But they still have guys like J.J. Watt and Jonathan Joseph in the backfield. They got Watt on the line, and Jonathan Joseph is a corner. So I think their defense is actually going to give Luck a really hard time here, and I'll have them drop to 4-10. So now, Dave, Week 16 is at the Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be a good game. Can they pull this one out?
No, Jamal Charles is going to be too much for them. It'll be a pretty good matchup, but the Colts are going to pull it off. Not the Colts, sorry, the Chiefs.
I'm going to give this one to the Colts. It is in Kansas City, but I like Reggie Wayne's matchup here. I think Luck now is going to start feeling, he's definitely going to start feeling rhythm with Reggie Wayne. I think they're going to start connecting a lot in this one. So I'm going to give the win to the Colts and have them be 5-10. So now it's the last week of the regular season, and they take on the Houston Texans again. They could be resting their starters here. If not, or if they are, Dave, can the Colts beat them in Week 17?
Regardless of either thing, I think the Colts can pull this one off, actually. It'll be a good matchup, but like you said, Luck and Wayne will be doing a thing like Peyton and Wayne were. So, yeah, the Colts are going to win this one and finish the season at 6-10.
Yeah, I'm still going to give this win to the Texans because even if they do rest their starters, you're going to have Yates as the quarterback, and you're still going to have a good running back in Ben Tate. So I still think they're better than the Colts with their backups in. It's a bold thing to say that the backups are better than starters, but in this case, I'm going to give the win to the Houston Texans, and my final record for them is 5-11. Dave, what's your final record?
6-10.
Okay, that is going to do it for us today on NFL Experts Schedule Rundown Edition. Be sure to join us next time. Subscribe to us on YouTube and follow me at DB Sports Talk and Dave at Crest Sports.
See ya.